sense walking down when you can slide.
What's with Canada? We got great big cities, but a lot of trees and rocks. Yeah, the winter's cold here. Wear 2 pairs of socks. There's half the world's fresh water to paddle your canoe or camp along the shore.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Gerald, and this is Trekking with Taz. Today's video will have less to do about the country that we are hiking in. It'll have a lot more to do how conditions changed and the equipment that we used to survive the conditions and make the best out of the trip. On this trek, we're headed into Mount Robson. First day is going to take us to Whitehorn, where we are planning on camping. The second day was to take us up to Berg Lake for the day to do a little looking around, get some pictures, and then come back down, camp one more night, and get out. But unfortunately, the weather wasn't very cooperative, and we chose to get out a day early. Seemed to be the smart thing to do. We did go here to check out some new equipment that we'd bought for adverse weather conditions, and we did put it to the test. The Nemo Switchback, the Nemo Tensor Extreme, the Thermarest Polar Ranger, and MSR eBivvy. That was our equipment for the trip, and it fared very well. And at the end of this video, I'll have a small video on how we put it together and what it looks like. A shout out to Pascal. We met him at Whitehorn. He was waiting for the weather to turn so he could make an assault on the summit of the north face summit of Robson. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't good. We gave him a ride back to Valemont, and he was waiting a few days for the weather to change so he could go back in and do his solo attempt. We learned a lot on this trip. I hope you enjoy tagging along with me and seeing what we found out. Let's get on with the video.
Robson. We're going to head in. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon. We're going to try and make Whitehorn before dark and set up camp at Whitehorn. And hopefully tomorrow, Berg Lake. Are we ready, Mark?
Ready.
Here we go. You can see part of Robson in the back there. Not a lot. There's the river. Here we go. Now coming into the first avalanche zone. This is off of Cinnamon Peak. As you can see, there's not a ton of snow. There'll be a little more up high, but I'm not thinking it's really bad right now. We'll watch as we get close to where we can see up Cinnamon. Just have a quick look up there. But all in all, I think it's pretty safe here. Yeah, that's where the slide comes from, up there in Cinnamon. As you can see, this edge of the mountains doesn't have a lot of snow on it. There'll be more higher, but we're not up there destabilizing it or anything. So I think she's pretty safe right now. You can see Mount Robson a bit in the background there. It's pretty clouded in, fogged in, overcast. Up here's the second little avalanche chute, which again has no real snow down low at all, so life is pretty good here. You can see a little bit of Mount Robson, probably not in the GoPro, but yeah, we're getting there. And we finally see a little more of Mount Robson. This is the last high point on the trail. You can drop down to the bridge from here. There's a few wisps of blue up there. Not sure what it's going to be like, but it's not bad. Just pulling up to Kinney Bridge, and The sky's opened up. How cool is that? Didn't know if we were going to get much for views, but can't complain at this. Wow. So nice. And there's a bridge just around this corner. Yeah. Just hopping onto the bridge now. Kinney Lake out there. We'll be going across that in a couple minutes. Just popped out of Kinney Lake. You can see the shelter, Kinney Lake shelter up the lake there. We're just gonna start heading up. Get a little bit of clear sky. So a bit of a view. Nothing spectacular, but a view. About halfway across Kinney Lake, or a little more. It's slush on top of the ice. The weight of the snow has settled the ice a little, but it's okay. It's a little sticky on the shoes. Could be worse though. So we're making good headway. Still got lots of light. Yeah, we're closing in on the Kinney Lake shelter now. We'll stop there for a few minutes, drop our packs, have a drink, have a bit of a rest before we head on to Whitehorn. So far, weather's been good today. Can't complain at all. It was pretty soft in early, but now we got views. Clouds lifted. That's pretty good. And looking down Kinney Lake, the shelter's around the corner down there. So this is where we've come. We should make Whitehorn shortly after dark. Shouldn't be too dark, or dark for too long. It'll be dark, shouldn't be dark for too long, and we should be there. Ways to go yet though. This would be, I don't know, getting close to 8 kilometers now. A little bit further and be 8 kilometers. And it's about 11 to Whitehorn, so a little over 3 kilometers to go. It's going good though. And finally see the bridges, the end of the flats. So we're just about out of Kinney Flats. We'll start climbing. Oh boy, another 10 minutes. Probably be dark about halfway across there, I'm guessing. Conditions are decent. And the beast is running ahead, breaking trail. Whitehorn just over through that canyon on the other side. Take a little bit to get there yet, but at the bridges. There's the avalanche slope off of Whitehorn, and you can see it's not looking like there's a lot of snow on it at all. Actually, not a lot of snow in the high country unless you go way back. Didn't get as much as one thought, I guess. Huh. We're up on the ledge above the flats now. Kinney Lake down below. See, the light is starting to fade a little. But all in all, we're doing good. Looking forward to getting to Whitehorn and relaxing, getting the shoes off. We're still a ways away from that. Last view of Kinney Lake down there. we should be starting our descent into Whitehorn here now. I think this is the last little bit of the hill. Yeah, looking forward to a little downhill. It's been a bit of a slog, but still got lots of light. That's the upside. Might even make it there before dark. Okay, over the last little bridge over the creek, then we'll cross Robson River, and we will be at Whitehorn Campground. And we managed to do it with daylight to spare, which is a little unexpected, but we'll take it. I didn't think we could do it that fast, or I guess I didn't think I could do it that fast, but here we are. We made her.
Easy water.
Easy water. And here we are, arriving at Whitehorn Shelter. This will be home for the night. Get something together here while we got light. Yeah, you can see we bivvied out last night. We were plenty warm enough, but that wind just howled all night. It was blowing snow in through the snorkel of the sleeping bag and everything. Don't think we're going to head any further. It's just not getting any nicer out there.
It's not frozen yet.
We're probably a kilometer down the trail. We got out of the wind. Beautiful up there. Figure it was minus 20 overnight, and that wind probably minus 30 with wind chill, and the bivvies turned out really well, but it was we're not going to go any further. It just doesn't make any sense, but here we are. And here we are back to the Whitehorn avalanche chute. Making good time coming back out. The breeze is still cool, but it's not gusty like it was up above. Up above it was sound like a train through the night sometimes. It was blowing so hard. It wasn't very nice, but here it's just a bit of a cold wind, not a heavy gust. But there's Kinney in the mountains and a little bit of blue sky there. It's kind of a pretty day. We're down on the flats again. Going good. Probably 8.5 kilometers to the vehicle from here. We've just about made the lake now. Wind has died down a bit. It's still windy and cold, but not nearly as bad as it was. Don't see Pascal yet. He's gonna catch up to us and get a ride back to Valemont and wait for the wind to quit before he tries his summit on Robson. I'm gonna give it a couple of days. Yeah, made it back to the Kinney shelter. 7 kilometers left, roughly. Try and have a drink here, a little bite to eat, and move on. Closing in on the end of Kinney Lake now. Hasn't been too bad. A little slushy in a few places, but not too bad. Look back, you can see the storms up in Whitehorn. And I see Pascal coming along there. He's a little over half a kilometer behind us. We're going to give him a ride to Valemont. He's going to try Robson in a few days. Quick look around here. We're at the end of Kinney Lake. Still a little windy, but nothing like it was up at Whitehorn. You can see there's a bit of a storm up on Whitehorn Mountain for sure. Yeah, 4 kilometers left. Good view of Robson's got some sun on it. You see a storm still going up there. Pascal's going to be standing on top of that peak in a few days here. He's going to come back and go do that. Kudos to him. I'll pass. Beauty though. Beauty, eh? Beauty. Yeah, about 2.5 km to the vehicle. I just opened up a great view here. Beauty. Hear lots of noise in the bush. The wind's still blowing up high. You can see the trees blowing. We're down out of the, we got breeze, but we're out of the heavy wind, but she's still blowing hard up high. And there's a little example of what the wind's doing. Just gusts through and causes a whiteout condition. Hardly see Mark, and he's only a little ways in front of me. I missed the heaviest part of it, but that's what we're dealing with. Yeah, we're back. The trailhead was a fairly quick trip out. The weather convinced us to move a little faster, for sure. But it was a pretty decent trip out. When I look over there, I can see the chariot. So, and there, last little look at Mount Robson before we call it a trip up here. You still see those trees blowing hard. Nasty up there.
Been a fair amount of questions as to how we managed out there in the cold, what we use. So I'm going to show you in the house. We started with a chunk of Tyvek just on the ground. And then we took our Nemo switch packs, put them on the Tyvek, flatten them out as best you can. Then Nemo Tensor Extreme, extremely warm pad. On top of that, and our Polar Ranger sleeping bags. You can see the loft in them. It's been out overnight, so it's all lofted up. It's pretty uptown. And then we took our bivvies just to protect it from snow, any moisture. I mean, moisture is your enemy out there, as everybody knows, so this is all we did out there. Doesn't look so pretty, but that was the extent of what we used, down into minus 30 with the wind chill. But I personally, and I know Mark has other equipment he brings as well, I have a liner which I did not use, and this is a Sea to Summit liner. Goes inside the sleeping bag, adds quite a bit. And I also carry these, which squash down to, you can put them in a pocket. So there's a pair of down booties and a pair of down pants, which I never used either of these either, but I have them along in my my equipment and my kit. If I need them, I have them. I can tell you, there's probably hard to be any warmer than we were in that kind of temperature we needed nothing more, and like I said, I have enough stuff to even overkill it. So there it is. I hope that helps some people. I'm sure no one needs directions to Mount Robson. Pretty well known. Finding it is the easy part. The only thing I will say, it is winter out there. The days we were there, I'm sure the avalanche condition was very minimal, but that can change. Some warm weather come in, things could start to slide. So make sure you're prepared. Avalanche beacons, shovels and probes, and make sure you got the right gear. The weather can change pretty quickly, as you saw in this video. It can get pretty nasty, and you need to be prepared for it. Frostbite is a very definite possibility in that kind of weather. So with that, thanks for being there. That is the end of our winter test into Mount Robson. We did meet a lady on the trail who said the temperature overnight had been -24, and with the wind chill, we easily know it was below -30. So I hope that you enjoyed what I had to show you about sleep systems. Mark also has a video up strictly on the sleep system. They worked wonderfully for us. We don't get any kickbacks from any company, so what we're showing you is what we appreciate ourselves. So I hope you learned something from, and I hope maybe there's something in there that you'd like to change in your system that we could offer to you. Thanks for coming along on the trek. I'm not sure what's up next, of course, but there will be more. And that was it for this weekend. See you next time.